devils. Run! As someone who grew up like so many with the fear-mongering stories of damnation and methods of discipline that, to this day, have not only crossed but obliterated the line of abuse, it never stopped me from embracing the same darkness that has caused so much turmoil in not just my own personal life, but the lives of countless individuals, some of whom took that darkness to unfortunate extremes and ended up being the monsters that created them to this day. The opportunity to cross that threshold is as present as ever, but my ethos and values are much more present and as strong as they'll ever be. I don't hurt people intentionally and avoid causing pain as much as possible. However, that doesn't mean I am not, nor will not allow myself the capability to create a fear of those capabilities to force people who otherwise will continue their tyranny and spread their malicious diseases through the shameless malignant acts of shameful selfishness and corrode and outright destroy all around good hearts and people. I believe that is the most crucial goal of the devils and all of these dark characters used in creating fear to shape human decency. And I have henceforth adopted the characters as my own identity in my music and art, as a last-ditch effort to reach monsters who either genuinely don't know they are monsters or who refuse to admit they are. And the only way to fight and defeat big monsters is bigger monsters. I will be that monster, and I'll be him without hurting those I have manifested myself to protect and speak for. I find strength in the darkness and the macabre. I wielded the sword and shield against those who wield it without recourse. I intentionally nominated and put myself into that office as that recourse, and I will continue my relentless bombarding of the true evil that exists inside so many people by horrifying them with my own branded evil to give them a taste of what they can get and what to expect when the time comes to balance the scales and collect the debts they so blatantly owe. I will rip the mask from their faces and let the elements attack and penetrate deep, exposed raw weak flesh beneath, so as to give them one final opportunity to drop their weapons and decided in treachery and repent the sinful crimes against humanity through guilt-ridden empathy and sympathy and send the ego-fueled apathy and indifference for the suffering they cause. I will be the suffering as I have been for much of my life. Only I will be the suffering of those who cause so much. I shamelessly don the identity of the devil and am bound by duty to inflict the devil's crucial wrath as necessary to ensure the innocent and pure are spoken for, protected and avenged. Thus is justice, and thus is the mission of my existence. After all, my very name means he who is exalted by God. Despite the dogma, so many spiritual groups have adulterated and poisoned the minds of the masses with nobody was exalted more by God. More than the devil, tasked with the duties no other entities were deemed strong and courageous enough to embody and execute God. Stand on as the enemy of the devil and God are one and of the same necessary element to life itself, with the devils appointed as essential upholders of ungodly means to maintain just balance and hold those who would thwart it accountable. Graveyard carnival, my realm of consequence and my intentionally violent and grotesque imagery I instill and intertwine as a necessary element